Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? How are you out there? Welcome back to the stream. If it is your first time here, welcome. It is Fight Night. It is Cannonier versus Rodrigues. It's going down in Vegas, another Apex card. And I am Thinker St. James, and I'm excited to be here to watch it with you guys. Unfortunately, the Vitz King is dead once again. R.I.P. to him. Dies and resurrects more times than your favorite savior, but this is a trend, it seems, now lately for me. I've had co-hosts on podcasts die. I've had co-hosts on watch-alongs die. Yet I remain, like Lee Scratch Perry. I am here to watch along with y'all, and I am very happy to be doing so. So it's going to be solo one today, but we are going to get it in as always. This is a pretty good card. I was looking over it and kind of giving some of my predictions on the podcast on Monday, and as I went over it, I was like, this is not bad. There's some really decent fights on this one, so I'm pretty excited about it. And as always, excited to be here with you guys. Beeb, what's going on? 20 on Cannonier and 20 on Hill for the culture. 20 on Hill for the culture. You are a madman. I love the cavalier nature at which you throw this money around, but I will never put money on an Angela Hill fight. That's outside of my scope of comfort, my man, because I've been burned on Angela Hill fights way too many times in the past. So I'm not saying that you're wrong, and I'm not saying that you won't win that bet. I'm just saying that the risk is greater than the reward as far as I'm concerned there. Pube, how's it going? At least your number one fan didn't die, and I am grateful for that. Welcome, brother. Hope you're doing well. How's everything going over in jolly old England? Let's see how everything's going to be ending up going on UFC.com, because every time that I do these solo watch-alongs, I bring up UFC.com, and I'm like, oh, it looks cool because it like auto-updates and keeps on track of like what fight we're on or whatever. And every time the website seems to like either get fucked up with the traffic or there's something going on with their back end or whatever it is. But we'll see how UFC.com holds up. If not, we'll have to switch over to ESPN. But either way, I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here. I love fights. I'm telling you, man. It's pretty simple, you know? I'm a simple guy. Two people throwing hands makes me happy. So excited to be getting into these. 20 on Calvin. Oh, that's the one I can't agree with the most, Beeb. We're at odds this week, my man, because Yusuf Zalal has been tearing through competition lately. I am pretty hot on him ever since he's been back. I think he's been looking really, really sharp. And I think that this is going to be the one that really skyrockets him into the spotlight, gets a number by his name. I mean, he's been tearing through guys really well. We saw what happened to Cater. Granted, that was against Aljo, so obviously there's a little bit of a gap there. But the way that Zalal's been fighting, man, I could see him being the one to jump up and jump up in the rankings and give some of these guys a real run for their money. He's been looking really, really sharp since he's come back. Ohio player, there we go. What's going on, my man? How are you? We are locked in. Indeed, we are on today, baby. It is time to go. Getting ready for this stream to start here. The feed from ESPN is still not going yet, so keeping an eye on that. Get the timer up so we can have a sync point for everybody. You feel like Chaos is is sleeping Bonfim? Bro, I have a feeling about Chaos taking this fight as well. I don't know if he's going to sleep him, but I think that if it's not going to be him getting a knockout, it'll probably be him taking it into deep waters and maybe getting the decision win. That's where my gut is at. I think that's what I put in on verdict, but I do not recall off the top of my head. Either way, I do think that Chaos, I think both Bonfils have a really big fight ahead of them because Nazim Sadikov is a dude who is pretty goddamn tough as well. I think he's getting really underestimated in this fight because of the Bonfim name. I think this might be the day that we see the downfall of the Bonfims. Maybe that's a spicy take. Perhaps you're getting a little bit of spice out of Thinker early. Early spicy takes. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'm feeling certain things. I'm feeling some things about the main event. A lot of people say that Cannonier is about to get slept. I'm like, bro, Cannonier went to a 5-round war with Kaio, and we know Kaio's the man right now. Rodrigues, RoboCop, he's fucking good as fuck. I give him his credit too. He's definitely a tough dude, but he didn't look like a world ender against Duncan. You know, I mean, like he held his own. He took that fight, but he looked beatable. And I think that if there's any juice left in the Cannonier grape, that it gets squeezed right now into a fine Killa Gorilla wine. You wanted to throw some money on Edmund, but no one wanted to bet. I mean, honestly, Edmund is probably one of the biggest locks on the card, I would say. I mean, Budka, me and the Ohio player have talked about Dylan Budka at length on the podcast and how much of a probably fish out of water he is in the UFC, and that's being polite in my terminology there. You talk to the Ohio player, he'd probably say the word bum somewhere in the sentence. No way Cannonier is fair. I mean, you can say the Cannonier is not going to take it, bro, and I think you're probably right. I would tend to agree that Cannonier probably does not win this, but I want to believe, because I feel like Cannonier has had a bum run lately, and they weren't his fault. You know, you go back to the early stoppage against Imavov. Early stoppage, I'm not saying that wouldn't have gone Imavov's way. We see what Imavov has been doing lately, so that's probably the case where that would have gone. But still, Cannonier got a little bit of a raw deal there. The war with Kaio probably should have gotten stopped a little bit earlier. That probably went a little bit farther than it needed to go, but he still stuck it out. RoboCop does look massive, though. I've seen those pictures. Good Lord, that is a huge man. Against Cannonier, who's also a pretty decent-sized dude himself. So, yeah, I do think that it's probably correct that Cannonier does not win this fight, but I want to believe. I want to believe. And I'm thoroughly ready to be proven otherwise. So we'll see what ends up happening, though. I'm just excited about it, man. I don't know. I've been waiting for fights all week for some reason. Well, the real reason is that last week the fights were okay. You heard what I said on the podcast about it. I was not super enthused about 312. I thought that there was some standout performances, one good fight, and then the rest was pretty much like an okay fight night. That's what I said about 312 on the new episode of Yama, which just came out yesterday. So make sure that you go over to the channel and give that a watch after the stream. But so I wasn't super jazzed on the fights to begin with, but then also I was dealing with the inflammation bullshit that I got, which thankfully has gone down. It's not 100% cleared up, but we're almost there. So feeling much, much better now. You can see it towards the end of the watch along. I was starting to drag a little bit. I was starting to want to lay down and get myself ready for bed. I was getting into old man mode because the inflammation was acting up. Vitz King having his own inflammation issues today as well. So, you know, hopefully everything goes well for the Vitz King. Keep him in your thoughts right now. He'll be fine, I'm sure. He deals with both of us, we deal with all kinds of stuff when it comes to getting old. We both aged very quickly, it feels like, but it is what it is. You got to deal with the cards you're dealt, you know? Either way, today, happy, today, here, today, ready for some goddamn fights, and I'm glad that all of y'all are here. So thanks for chilling with me. See if they got this feed going yet. Still no. Waiting for this thing to start up. And I'm not getting anything. We had one. Oh, here we go. It literally refreshed and it just went to live. So, no, not in Espanol. I wish. All right. There we go. We got it live running now. And once the feed turns over to the actual event, I'll start the timer for your sync point. How's the pulled growing? Bro, I use it so much. Sometimes things happen, right? I'm so active in the groin region. Yeah, no, it's getting much, much better, man. It's getting much better. It was bad for a little minute there, man. Got to be drinking that tart cherry. Apparently, the tart cherry juice is what helps out inflammation, like what I got. That's what they were recommending. That, some vitamin C. So, I got the whole cabinet full of stuff now, bro. I am ready to go. Because basically, this all started from me working out. So, not only have I been laid up with this bullshit, but I have also not been able to work out because it had been so painful. So once I am fully healed up, bro, I am so ready to get back into the gym. Like, because it sucks that it started from working out. You know what I mean? Like, I was already in the gym. I was ready. I was already locked in. Then this happens. Now I'm laid up again. I am 100% wanting to go full ham back into it. So we are going to get to the other side of this thing within the next couple of days. And then it is right back to business. But either way, again, man, I cannot say it enough. I am just a happy camper right now. Can't wait for these fights. Boil some ginger root and drink it as a tea that helps with inflammation. I have heard about ginger as well. Yeah, ginger is something that has come up in the research also. There was one other thing that I had heard of that they were saying for inflammation. I forgot. Oh, turmeric. That was the other thing, turmeric. I was thinking about maybe getting some powdered turmeric at some point. Making myself a little herbal remedy here. We'll see what happens with all that. I'm just happy that it's naturally going down. So, we're almost right back there. How y'all doing? Beeb, how are you? What's going on in your world? Oh. Looks like we have... All right, hold on. I'll get you a sync point. They just randomly started the stream. So, all right, your sync point is the back of Angela Hill's head. What? Oh, God damn it. I hit the wrong one. Fuck. I'll give you a new sync point. Hold on. It was going to be the back of Angela Hill's head. Now it's not. All right. Ketlin Sosa's the sync point. Turmeric is amazing as well. Right on. Yeah, I have heard that. My bro used to get turmeric, like it comes in like a chunky, solid, like almost mineral form, and he used to grind it himself and like sprinkle it on stuff. I was like, that's pretty gangster. Drink water with turmeric and ginger and some sea salt every morning. Every morning, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, dude. Do you have inflammation issues as well? Is that why you do it? Or is it just like a good natural thing to keep your body right? Things are good. Can't complain. Yeah, no, dude, things are going okay. Like I said, other than this bullshit inflammation stuff I've been dealing with, I'm really good, man. Hanging in, very happy about the fights. You know, like I said, I'm really happy that it's just a good card. It's a good, solid card. In fact, let's get this thing down to the first fight here. Not Julia Avila, but dude, I fucking hate this UFC website sometimes, man. It really just fucks around, does whatever it wants. But yeah, no, doing good, man. Like I said, new episode of Yama is out. Hopefully going to be doing an additional stream tomorrow night. Have a special presentation for tomorrow. I call this part 3 of the Bryce Mitchell trilogy. I did my original video about it. I did the Ark Insanity podcast watch along, and now I've got part 3 coming up, and I'm very excited about it. So we'll see about that. Don't have a time for it just yet, but that's the plan as of right now. You have fucked up knees from years of skating. Right on. I think you mentioned that before, actually. My bad for not remembering that. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, thankfully it's not the knees. It's the ankles for me. And it's all from the cardio, because I'm like a cardio fiend, bro. Like, I go heavy on cardio. Like, I just really enjoy walking. So, like, you know, what I usually do, because I got a treadmill in the place. So what I usually do is I'll throw a movie on and just walk for, you know, a couple miles at a pop, watch a movie. You know, sometimes I'll like break it up. I'll do a mile on, you know, watch a movie for 20 minutes or whatever it takes, and then jump off after that. And just, it's something about the amount of cardio that I do. I think that it just activates something in there and just fucks my ankles up. So I definitely feel you. Hey, John Gooden coming over to the United States for this card here. Gooden with the bow tie today. Excuse me, Jesus. Sorry, y'all. The other main thing that has been told to me about clearing up my issues is just to drink more water. And that is something that I was like big 10-4 on that, because you see me on these watch alongs. I always have. This thing is filled up almost to the top every time that I start the stream. I stay with the water. I love water. So I'm not one of these people that like, oh, I don't like the taste of water. I heard people say that before. I'm like, it's water. How can you not like the taste? It doesn't taste like anything. It's literally a building block of humanity. You know, how can you not fuck with water? But I love it. So they told me to drink more water. I was like, let's fucking go. I'll drink water all day long. The only thing that sucks though is that I have like a notoriously like, I guess just like a small bladder, because like I have to pee all the time already. So I'm just like more water, more peeing, but I don't give a fuck. Guess I'm just going to have to stay in the bathroom more. Exercise bike is the go-to if you want to give the ankle some time off. Yeah, that's probably a safer bet. It's just, the thing about it is, because I've thought about that, and I've also thought about the elliptical, because I think the elliptical is probably a little less heavy impact on the ankles. But the thing is, I just don't feel like I ever get like a full workout from those. Because I've thought about both of those before. I'm like, oh, well, I shouldn't be on the treadmill. I should probably be doing something else for the cardio. But just like every time every time that I try them, I just feel like I'm not getting like the full experience. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my perception of it. Maybe stop vaping? Bro, bite your tongue. That's going to be the last resort, bro. This is the last like vice that I have. Oh, Mego Levy is pregnant. Wow. Oh, well, congratulations, Joe B. Knocking up the hottest lady on the planet. Could do a lot worse than that. Oh, that's sweet. Good for them. Wow. I mean, even in pregnancy, Meg looking amazing. Not that pregnancy would preclude a woman from looking good, right? Didn't mean to imply that. Who the fuck said they don't like water? Bro, there was this dude that I used to work with. He would not drink straight water. Like, they used to give out water at the job because I used to work outside sometimes. So, like, we would just have, like, water just everywhere or whatever. And he would walk around with, like, those little, like, those packets that you put in, like, flavor packets. And he would just walk, like, he would have, like, a pouch of them in his, like, work jacket. Like, we used to, like, some guys used to have, like, kind of like utility jackets or whatever, so they could have, like, multiple pockets for whatever we were doing. People would put, like, tools in them and stuff. He would have a pocket that was dedicated to those pouches, and it would just be, like, pumping into the water left and right. People would get pissed off because he would take them and put them into water bottles and, like, shake them up and then just leave the water bottle somewhere, and people were like, bro, I don't want, like, fucking kiwi whatever the fuck. I want water. Like, don't leave your flavored waters around if you're not going to drink them. Yeah, it was dumb, dude. Didn't think Joe had it in him after that figgy fight. Come on. You know, it was a bad one. It was a bad one, but Joe is resilient, and Meg probably helped. Meg was probably a big help in the process of making the baby. Oh, buddy. No, she would be if I were him. But yeah, I've thought about trying to cut back on the vaping because, yeah, I have heard that too, that smoking is an exacerbator of inflammation. I'd have to find out the actual research on vaping specifically, because I thought that once I quit smoking cigarettes that was going to be the big decision maker. It's like, oh, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, so I'm going to be okay. It's like, yeah, well, whatever fucking disgusting chemicals I'm bringing in with this shit, maybe that's doing some bad to me too. And I could stand to cut back. That is absolutely true. I vape way too much. I will thoroughly admit it. I absolutely 1-for-1 traded out cigarettes for vape, and I do it just as much as I did with cigarettes. So I could cut back a little bit on that, but we'll see what ends up happening. If all else fails, then I might think about that a little stronger. Your coworker will for surely get kidney and gallbladder stones. Yo, that is probably not untrue. He actually had some heart stuff, I believe, at one point. I think he like, whoa, hello. Jacqueline Cavalcante just yelled real loud. She was kind of like doing this like head movement thing, and then all of a sudden just busted out with a really loud yell. But yeah, no, I don't know if the heart stuff had anything to do with anything, but yeah, that dude he was kind of a interesting guy. Not a bad guy, just a interesting, kind of quirky. All jokes, Joe had an amazing career. All respect. Absolutely, man. Come on. We joke, but you got to give respect where respect is due. And Joe B is definitely one of those dudes that deserves it. This card blows. Rick Allen, you hate everything, bro. Are you actually I Hate Everything, the English YouTuber? Are you one of the co-hosts of the Sardonicast? Are you LARPing as a Canadian? This card is great. I'm really happy with this card. Aside from this fight, to be perfectly honest, because I'm not a big fan of Cavalcante, and Julia Avila has not been great she's just not, sadly. But we'll see. I'm hoping for some big things, especially after 312, which was just not... 312, man. Like, I don't want to continue to be negative about it because there's really no point in being negative about it, but I was underwhelmed by the whole card. And then of course everything with Sean and Eric Nixick. I don't know if all of y'all have been keeping up with that saga, but I fucking sure have been. And kind of crazy. In fact, I gotta, I shout out ITP a bunch, but got to do it one more time here because I thought his take was pretty accurate in the sense that it is sort of unprecedented the amount of dogpiling that happened to Sean Strickland after the fight with Rodrigues. If you go back and look at the timeline of events as they happened, you had Dean Thomas come out and say some stuff which is odd. Why did Dean Thomas get in the middle of it in the first place, given his opinion about it? But for whatever reason, he felt the need to do that. So Dean Thomas is number one. Number two, Luke Rockhold. Number three, Bilal Muhammad. Those two guys both still active fighters, so I guess it makes a little bit more sense. But then number four, Eric Nixick himself, Sean's coach. I mean, it was a lot of people that had a lot of really negative things to say about Sean. And I mean, look, you'll watch the Yama episode. I was, I said my piece about it as well, but it was just a little bit strange because usually you just don't see that much negativity, regardless of what level of output the fighter had or how they did in the fight. So it was just interesting. Rick Allen was born with one testicle, confirmed. That is facts. That is chat facts. Set location so we can throw it out. Put him up. 312 was a fight night at best. I broke even and had Waylay and Strickland. Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. The title fights were not terrible. I mean, the title fights were what they were. Zhang Weilei is as dominant as she ever was. I was a little underwhelmed by Tatiana's performance, but again, it's against Zhang Weilei. What are you going to do about that? And then Sean is just, the kind of fighter that he's become at this point. I just don't like that he sells himself one way and then fights a different way. That's what Dean Thomas said. And I think of all the people that were dogpiling on Sean, I agreed with Dean Thomas the most. Is that, look, you don't sell like you're going to be fighting a war to the death and then you don't actually go full bore in the fight. Your fight style does not equal up to the way that you fight. So don't sell in that manner. But, whatever. I mean, it was pretty much an okay fight night. Luke Rockhold is not an active fighter. False. Luke Rockhold is signed on with the GFL and has a fight booked. He's fighting Chris Weidman. The rematch is going down. The rematch that everybody has been waiting for. I know that at 3 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep and I'm looking up at the ceiling, the first thought in my mind is, damn, when is Luke Rockhold going to rematch Chris Weidman? Only dummies gamble on MMA. That's also facts. That's true. That being said, the parlay for today, I got a couple of parlays going on this one. What do we have? Real quick before this fight starts, I have Jose Delgado, Edmund Shabazian, Youssef Zalal, and Ketlin Sosa. That's my safe parlay. Of course, betting on an Angela Hill fight is always risky, so I know that was probably dumb, but that's my safe one. I've got a small money going with Cannonier, Zalal, Shabazian, and Sadikov. That's a very dangerous one, but I'm still sticking with it. Rodolfo Vieira, Jose Delgado, and Chaos Williams. That is another somewhat risky one. And then I've got an even riskier one. That is by the spread, which I still don't understand how the spread really works when it comes to my book and MMA, but it was Zalal and Chaos. All right, fight is underway. Strickland with his staff and broken arm. Yeah, that was kind of noticeable. And honestly, even with staff, though, his cardio wasn't bad. So I give him credit for that. They were saying that the staff had cleared up pretty well, like a week before. So it was really just visual more than anything else. Can't wait. Yeah, GFL, dude. GFL is where it's at, bro. We're still covering it. We're going to be talking about GFL on Monday. So head on over to the podcast. Say what's up. You got Luke for the W against Chris in that fight? I would probably agree, even though I've never been a big fan of Rockhold. And honestly, towards the tail end, not really a fan of Weidman either. So we'll see what happens in that fight, if we can actually watch it. That's what I'm really looking forward to seeing, is when they actually announce where you can watch these fights. All right, Cavalcante putting on some decent pressure here. Avila, kind of just head movement, but no real output yet. Cannonier, Hill, and Calvin, all 20s on them. Yeah, you just do straights. That's probably the smarter way to bet. Just 50-50, double your money per. No parlays. I can appreciate it. That is a thinking man's bet. Avila with a little low tap. Cavalcante returns one. Cavalcante's keeping this pressure on. She's really got Avila back down. Avila needs to push forward here a little bit. There you go. A little bit more. Low kick for her lands. Another one. Keeps going for the lead leg, but not putting a lot of power on the kicks, so I don't know if it's really doing much. Nice kick up the middle for Cavalcante. A couple nice hands for Cavalcante as well. Another nice low kick for Cavalcante. A couple decent points going here for Cavalcante. What's the thinker parlay, or do you want one? I just read my parlays off. Did you not hear them? I'll read them again at the break. But community parlay is in effect. If you want to throw one down, I'm a man of my word. I will continue to lose money. This Yama endeavor, the community parlay, has been just a money pit. Oh, you only just came back? All right, I'll read them out again here at the break between rounds. I mean, Cavalcante is really just picking points right now, and she's doing a fine job of it. Avila's not doing much of anything. She's got to bite down a little bit here. I mean, we're only in round one, but just towards the end of the round, we're already over 3 minutes gone in this round, and Cavalcante's, there you go. That was a nice overhand. Right hand lands for Avila. You're up 700 on the last two pay-per-views. Then why do they never come in for me? Why do you only give me shit picks? Do you not like me, bro? I mean, come on. I thought we were friends, dude. I hit the drop every time you come into the chat. I'm always happy to see you. I don't know why you do me like this. Ooh, that was a nice one for Cavalcante. Left hand landed. Nice hook. Ooh, there you go. Another nice one for Avila. Okay. Yeah, they're saying that Avila needs to follow through with a couple more shots when she lands heavy, which I would agree with. She's kind of keeping a little bit too much distance. When she lands a nice one, she should probably follow it up with like an uppercut. That would probably be a smart move. Because she's hooking and overhanding. There you go. Now they're trading decently now as we get to the 30-second mark in the round. See if anything's going to happen here. Ooh, that was a really nice combo for Cavalcante. Yeah, Cavalcante takes that round, but I mean, Avila landed a couple of decent shots, so we'll see what happens in these next two. All right, the thinker parlays are Jose Delgado, Edmund Shabazian, Youssef Zalal, Ketlin Sosa. That's the safe one. The risky parlay, Cannonier, Zalal, Shabazian, Sadikov. Second risky one, Vieira, Delgado, Chaos Williams. And then the final parlay, just because I want to know how the spread works on my book, is Zalal minus 5.5, Mays plus 3.5, and Chaos plus 3.5. I don't know how they decide the points. So we're going to find out together. Remember your coworker who wouldn't wash his hands and got fired for stealing toilet? Yes, I do remember. Well, now that you think about it, he only drinks Cokes and energy drinks. Never saw him drink water at all. Yo, maybe it's a trend. The minus 1,000 took the round. Shocker, yeah. The first risky one is actually decent. Of course it is. Because I follow this sport. I know what I'm doing. As I lose my house listening to you. But anyway, I will take a 3-leg parlay. No methods. No methods. 3 money line. If you want the community parlay. And Beeb, feel free to get in on this too. I guess you've kind of made some of your picks known. I could go for a Calvin Cater line. I wouldn't be opposed to that. So talk amongst yourselves if you want to do a community parlay. Because I will put it in knowing full well that I will be throwing money into the ocean. Only 3? Wait, bro, you want to add more variables? That was a nice range shot from Cavalcante. Round 2 has begun, by the way. Oof, another nice one from Cavalcante. Accuracy is pretty good for Cavalcante right now. And she's turning up the volume a little bit here. Yeah, Avila needs to... There you go. That's what I'm saying for Avila. Like, she needs to be okay with taking a shot because she's taking shots anyway. That's the problem. She's on the outside taking all these shots. Like, be okay with taking a shot and move in. The 3 safest are Shabazian, Delgado, and Estevan. I could go for that. I mean, that's like that's still going to end up being like minus 200 probably, right? I think Estevan is like a minus 500 on my book right now. But I would run that. Take those 3 and Sosa. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, I already have Sosa on the 1 line, and I'm already nervous enough about that because Angela Hill somehow, some way finds a way to win every time that you think she's going to lose. Every time that you think that it's like a short and away lock, it's Anthony Smith versus Vitor Petrino all over again. And Cavalcante is really laying it on now nicely. I mean, she's still just point fighting, but bro, she is pointing away. Just a little bit ahead of Avila, who is letting this thing slip away, it feels like. Calvin by decision? Oh, God, that is so risk. That is so risk. I would throw Calvin on it, but I'm not going method because I would think that Calvin gets it by knockout if he's going to win this thing. Yeah, nice body shot lands for Avila. Oh, had the single. Was Cavalcante grabbing the hair? Is she still grabbing the hair? It looked like she had Avila by one of the braids. Maybe not, but maybe it's just how it looked. That was weird. Oh shit. Is Avila bleeding? Who's bleeding? Somebody's bleeding pretty bad. There's a whole lot of blood going right now. Yeah, something opened up Julia Avila over here. She is. I would assume it's her because it's all over Cavalcante right now. They're showing the replay. Oh yeah. It was just a little short shot that dropped her when she went for the kick. Cavalcante grabbed the kick and landed a short shot. I mean, right now, still just kind of working here. Yeah, they're asking for more output. It's yelling fire. Ooh, that looked like an illegal knee. She threw that knee in. Oof, and man, she is a bloody mess right now. They'll wipe her down during the break. It's probably worse than it looks, but it is a lot of blood. Yeah, a whole lot of blood for Avila there. Jesus Christ. All right, let me get back to y'all over here. Angela Hill is like 15-12 record. Yeah, no, I know, but that's because she ends up winning sometimes. That's the problem with Angela Hill. I'm telling you, dude, she figures out a way. Not all the time, obviously, but a good amount of the time. More times than I've needed to lose money on it. But all right. I'll do between the two of you, I'll do Shabazian, Delgado, Estevan, and Cater. All right? Even though I've got a bunch with Zalal on it. So this is going to be, I guess, the hedge bet. But I'll throw that down, which I think is a good mix of everybody. And now it's a true community parlay because it's not just pube making my life miserable. Damn, and the line moved on Estevam. Holy shit, dude. Estevam is a minus 575 right now in my book. What the fuck is that? So... Oh, wait, not Sosa. Taking that one off. And what were the other ones? Shabazian. Round 3 is going on here. Hold on, I'm trying to get this bet going. Nope. Shabazian, Delgado, and I already did Estevam. Who was the third one? Oh, that was it. Oh, no, Cater. Cater was the fourth one. Cater at plus 355. Bro, if this hits, that would be pretty sweet. All right. Community parlay has been placed, y'all. I don't have the shame drop, but if and when this thing busts, just know. Just know. I'll be singing it. I'll sing the dropout. Yeah, Avila needs to be explosive here now and try to make something happen for herself because she is getting wrecked over here. I want to see the cut They cut away between rounds, so did not get to see them working on it. But you can see how red her face still is, and looks like she's still got a little blood coming out of her nose, too. Or that might just be the cut leaking down. They're talking about how Cavalcante is such a big favorite and that she needs to like shine here, and I'm like, yeah, I would agree. That's why I'm saying Cavalcante has never impressed me. Like even in her wins, like she's been winning. She's undefeated, I believe, right? If she's not undefeated, she's close to being undefeated. I'm fairly certain she's undefeated. So I mean, like every time that I've seen her, I've just been like, okay, she's all right. She does her thing. But it's just never been like inspiring. I've never felt like, oh man, she's next. Cavalcante, that's the one to watch out for, you know? Yeah, and Avila's just not putting enough out there. I mean, really, that's the problem here now. She did a little bit of work towards the end of the second round, but she dropped the first round. Probably didn't even win the second round necessarily, and now she's just not active enough. It's just not enough. Ooh, that was a nice right hand for Cavalcante there. Yeah, I will give Cavalcante credit for being good with her shuffle in, shuffle out. Like she does manage the range well. She's good with her distance management, but it's the striking is just it's just like decent point fighting. Like has she ever finished a fight? You see the striking numbers now. I mean, 35 in the first, 17 in the second, you know, okay, and then 20 now in the third with just over a minute left. It's like these are okay numbers, but they're just okay. It's just enough. It's just enough to win. She's just been getting like I feel like she's been getting favorable matchups. And in that one fight, I think it was her versus Denise Gomes. I thought that might have been like a petty theft. Let's get her. Let's get her now. Dogfight. Yeah, exactly. That's what she should have been doing this entire fight, my guy. Nah. Clinches up. This ain't shit. This ain't shit. Yeah, that's exact. Felder saying the exact thing that I was just going to say. It's like, even if you get this takedown, what the fuck difference does it make? 10 seconds left. Oh, they forgot the clapper, too. Clapper man forgot to hit the clapper at the 10-second mark. He hit it at the 6. Like, bro, 10 seconds, motherfucker. Oh, shit. That was kind of funny. All right, well, your heavy favorite gets the win. Women's MMA, anything can happen, does not happen today. But it could still happen in the Angela Hill fight. It could still happen. Anything can happen in women's MMA. I hear it time and time again every time that somebody with a sure thing does not get their pick right. How often? How often is that? Seems too often for me. So, apparently Francis Ngannou wants to fight Deontay Wilder. What do we all think about that? Is he going to be 0-3 after that fight? I would tend to think the answer would be, yeah, probably. Probably. I think that Tyson Fury was underestimating him. Obviously, Anthony Joshua handled him pretty easily, and Deontay Wilder will probably also handle him pretty easily. But Deontay Wilder, didn't he lose his last one? I don't know. You know, boxing is like outside of my scope. I don't really follow it too much. I'm a boxing casual. Giacalini gets the win. Unanimous decision. Yippee. 9-1. Okay, she has taken a loss. All right. I knew that she was either undefeated or like one loss kind of situation. So, all right. Moves to 9-1. Or is she 10-1 now? Like it said 9-1 on there. Was that graphic correct? I thought she was 9-1 coming into this fight. I don't know. Whoa! She hit the let's fuck fight Chuck. She was like, Cavalcante was just like, hey girls, let's fuck fight. Oh, is Julia Avila retiring? Aw. All right. All right. Well, that was very sweet. Her little daughter in the ring with her. That's nice. I mean, that's I guess kind of nice that she got to have a little send off. You know, not everybody gets that. But you know, okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Congratulations on a good career, Julia. And now you can pack up your Bible verses and go do something else. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean to Julia Avila. She tried her best. And I'm sure she'll have a lovely retirement. So congratulations, Julia Avila. All right. Next fight up is the brother of Johnny Walker, Walter. Mr. Fluke win over Junior Tafa. Let's see if he can get a more legitimate win today. I believe that Dontel Mays is going to win this fight. He's an underdog. Didn't hear a lot of people saying much about putting money on anything regarding this fight. She gets a send-off, but Matt fucking the Immortal Brown doesn't and has to tweet his retirement. Yeah, that's kind of bullshit, right? That's kind of bullshit. But when was his last fight, though? That was a while ago, right? I mean, that's quite a while ago. That was kind of funny. Walter Walker comes skipping down the hallway here, and Mego Levy, they were doing that little like cross shot thing, and like Mego Levy stopped in the doorway, and Walter Walker was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Walker is getting slept. The chin doesn't fall far from the chin. Chip off the old chin. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. What we were saying in the Discord is that he might actually be the better of the Walker brothers. There is potential for him to be the better Walker. Based on how Johnny like has been, in his career, very spotty, very on and off. Like, there is potential for Walter Walker to come out and be the better Walker brother. May was his last fight. Yeah. May was, that was out in Adelaide, right? Pretty sure. That was in Australia. That was the one with the verbal submission. Some people said a little bit of a fluke, but on the other side of the coin with that, Tafa needed to not cry out. Verbal submission is a real thing. Can't scream in pain in a fight. That is, an established element of the game. That is in the unified rules. They cry out in pain. A fight can be stopped. And funnily enough, not on that same card, during that same week, on a PFL card, there was a time where I think it might have been Chris Tione refereeing for PFL was warning a fighter in PFL that if he kept crying out, that he was going to stop the fight too. I remember that being a thing. So it's a real thing. What are you going to do? It falls on Tafa. If you're good enough to fight, keep your mouth shut. Hate to say it. Dontel Mays. One half of one of the most boring fights of all time. Him and Shamil Gaziev will go down in the record books. If I ever have to think about one of the most boring fights, if you ask me, thinker, what are the most boring fights? Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000. Rose versus Carla 2. Francis and Derek Lewis. Dontel Mays. Shamil Gaziev. Honorable mention goes to Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero. Dontel Mays, who has the Louis Vuitton checker tattoo pattern going on here. Kimbo versus Dada was amazing. Well, it's certainly legendary around these parts. Ask Vitz King what he thinks about that fight next time he's around. Shout out to the Vitz King, by the way. Dada suffered 2 heart attacks while in that fight. Yeah, he did. That is true. He had to be stretchered out of there. I remember it well. I remember it. Me and Vitz King were watching it back when he was still at his grandma's place. We were watching it in her living room. That's old school, man. That is old school. Known Vitz King for a long time. We've been friends for a very long time. All right, Walter Walker fighting out of Brazil. Doing his John Jones foot sweepy Clay Guida action. Yeah, more Clay than John on that one. John just does the crouch. He was doing the shuffle, swipe shuffle. He did it all the way up to Mays, like, what's up? That was almost like a b-boy. Like, are we going to start breakdancing here? Is this turning into Beat Street? That would be fucking awesome. Somebody just busts out with straight capoeira, hits the windmill. Gooden just said it's not a Walker fight unless you see something goofy. I agree. All right, fight's underway. Low kick for Walker to start it out. Oh, Walker goes in for the double leg. Oh, gets the takedown. Yeah, nice. That was actually a really nice takedown. Up and down. And this is a place that Dontel Mays is very familiar with after the Shamil Gaziev fight. Hanging out on the ground, on his back. Big guy on top of him. Walker has those cupping bruises. Good Lord. They are in a pattern down his back. He looks like a recorder. He looks like a flute. Oh, Walker going for the leg lock. Yeah, trying to get the heel hook. Ooh. He's got the extension. Oh shit! Wow! Walter Walker with a legitimate heel hook this time. Well, I'll be damned. Didn't have that on the bingo card. Jeez, first round heel hook for Walter Walker. God damn. That's wild, dude. How the fuck did that happen? Dontel Mays about to get cut, boy. Although I don't know if they have the depth of the division to make it happen, because there's only like 30 active heavyweights right now. But yeah, he locks in the heel hook, and I was like, you saying, oh, he's got the extension. And he pulls it, he turns it. Yeah, and Mays taps. He just gave it one stiff, hard tap to the side. No mistaking it. It was not a punch. It was a tap. Walker clearly felt the tap. So far, so good. I mean, first fight was whatever, but at least that was interesting. Definitely was not expecting that. So now maybe the Tafa heel hook was not so much of a fluke after all. Haters. Talking to myself, of course. We got full, luscious thinker fro today. Decided not to gel up the hair today, since I knew I would be home. So you're getting au natural. Walter Walker's nickname is the Clean Monster. That might be among the worst I've heard. The Clean Monster. He's a monster, but his wins are so clean. That is bad. That is a bad nickname. The Clean Monster. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but okay. Seems very happy. Yeah, Dontel Mays is probably going to get cut, I would say. I mean, they might have to shut down the heavyweight division if they keep cutting fighters, though. There's 30 active heavyweights right now. I guess a couple more coming in off the Contender Series. Is the Ultimate Fighter this year heavyweights? I don't know if they've announced the weight class yet. Actually, I think that they have. While we're listening to Walter Walker ramble on over here, let me see if I can find that. Oh. Fucking UFC.com is screwing up my connection real quick there. There we go. All right.